Welcome back to PCA's YouTube channel. In this segment, we go back to the 2013 Legends of the Autobahn concours field and bring to you an 80s icon.
So here in Monterey, Porsche has been parading the 918 Spider, their latest supercar, to the fleet around, and a lot of oohs, a lot of ahs. Before that, they had the Carrera GT, which also got a lot of oohs and ahs. But the original supercar that Porsche built was in the 80s, and this is when the titans of cars were building supercars, but Porsche topped them all with the 959, a car that to this day still gets a lot of looks, a lot of questions, particularly because it was never legal to the U.S. And Dean Mayer has actually one of them. He owns a 959 here in the U.S. It's federalized, legal now to drive in the U.S. And boy, do we have a lot of questions about what's it like to own a 959 and drive it here in the U.S. Now, Dean, this was a car that was federalized through CANIPA, and I'm surprised to hear it actually he puts more horsepower to the car.
Yes, the car was brought into the U.S. in 2006 by the prior owner, and he had Bruce CANIPA do the modifications to make it California legal, so it has California plates on it. And in the process, he upgrades the motor from 450 horsepower to 650 is what this has. And he also takes out the hydraulic suspension. So this has the Porsche built, I think, 25 S models of the 959 that didn't have the hydraulic suspension on it. This has coilovers on it now, so it's much more serviceable and road friendly.
And do people ask you if it's a replica, or do they know it's original as soon as they see it?
No, I get that question. Yeah, people do ask if it's a replica, and they made, I think, about 337, something like that, examples of this, as you point out, none of which were imported into the U.S. So now that they're 25 years old, I think maybe we'll see a few more coming into the country since it's, you're able to bring them in at that age.
And this is a car, what's the exact color, the name of the color of this car?
This is called Graphite Metallic. It's kind of a charcoal gray, and they made 6 examples in this color, I understand, for kind of VIP customers of the Porsche factory. Yeah, it's just a pretty color.
And so any unique experiences in driving it, anything different? Because this is a car from 85, I believe, is it?
This is an 87, but when you sit in it, it looks very recognizable from other 911s of the period. Same dash, looks very similar with a few exceptions in terms of the gauges in there. But yeah, just a easy car to drive. Obviously very powerful. Having owned other Porsches, you feel right at home driving it.
And it's interesting to look now. 30-some years later, that what Porsche adopted into the newer cars, they got rid of the rain gutters. They now have central locks on the wheels. Of course, the all-wheel drive system, the turbochargers and whatnot. It was something that they took a lot of this technology and moved it forward, even though this car cost them so much to design and build. It's really a unique piece of Porsche history. That once again, it's a unique car you have in Monterey, because 911s are pretty popular here, but you've got a very unique car here. And do you get to drive it often?
Yeah, whenever I want. It's basically a weekend driver for me, yeah, I enjoy it. I like to come to local cars and coffees. We have quite a few in the Bay Area, and events like this are just fun to bring it out.
There you go. You're seeing a car that Bill Gates for years tried to get here in the U.S., and now Dean owns one.